Hey guys, how's it going? So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to put together the final parts for the well, basically if you want to make your own like a prop knife and like for costuming and all that kind of stuff. And what I use is aluminum, so I'll be showing you the final steps on how I put together the supernatural ruby demon knife, which is this right here. Okay, and I've showed you guys that before. As you can tell, it's been polished, so I'll do a quick explanation for that as well. Alright, give me a second. Alright, so also let me show you right over here. Turn around, look good. Okay, good. Okay, so what I'll show you is, don't mind the fingers are blue from leather dye. It's hard to get it off, I just was spraying it. Okay, so once again, this is the what's it called, the blade, I'm sorry. Then I have 3 of them. I have 2 more here that I have to finish, and I'll do I'll show you how I engrave it. This is the hilt over here. I have 3 over here. 3 hilts, yeah, they look like marshmallows. And what they are is they are plastic, and what I did was I shaped it, sculpted one, and then cast it, and then made molds, multiple molds. This has been sanded on the bottom, still got to hit the sides. As you can tell, they're still a little raw. What I will do though is I will have to Dremel the center, but first I'll have to put this on like that, draw up the sign, like the size of it, using this as a template, so that I can have this slide directly up the hilt and sit there. The lower half of this right here would be cast in a urethane rubber, I'm sorry, not urethane rubber, urethane plastic mold that I have that's in the shape of a buck antler, and that would lock these in place. And if you're doing the hilt, drill a hole through the center if you're going to cast it in plastic. That way the plastic will go through and it'll lock the blade on. If you don't have this hole here, it'll basically slide out of the cast, or like the handle. It'll slide off because there's nothing to lock it in place, unlike that. Also, you have your beer here. Okay, I know that'll maybe look a little weak, but it's Bud Light line. Okay, cheers. Good to have when you're doing your projects. Also, I will show you this here. Here, spin around for a second again. Good, spin around. Don't wait for me. Spin around. Okay. All right. So, a lot of you had asked me what silicone was for molds. Okay. Now this is from a company, Silpack, and I'll show you. This is the info. Okay. This is where I get my resins from. They sell silicones. They sell fake bloods. They sell sculpting tools. A lot of that stuff, and it's all in the shop that I go to is the Burbank one. Anyway, this is a person that you can, if you want to buy material, you can go to them. Okay, so like when I talk about resin, this is called a quick cast, and this is what I use. Okay, when it dries, it's a hard white, hard material, and it's called quick cast. Okay, they also have clear ones like this, and it is almost like a polyester resin or a surfboard resin, like a glass. Okay, and this is that's the product number. So if you wanted to order it, you'd ask for RU575 from Silpack. Again, what is this? This is trowel on. So basically, this, once you mix it up, would probably be pasty, and you could trowel it on whatever you want to cast. Another clear one, Siltec, kind of hazy, hard to see through. This is like a skin soft silicone right here. So if you're going to make your own horror masks and you wanted to use a silicone that's very soft like your skin, or if you wanted to make your own flesh wounds, you would buy a container of this. And it's, let's see, what is it? It's R1310. Okay, it's a little dusty right now because it's real soft silicone, but you can see how soft it is. It feels just like flesh. It bends. Okay, and they have tints, colors that you could add to it to make it match the color of your skin. And you can airbrush it too. So if you was just to like make a cast of someone's head and make it hollow and pour this in or brush it in and let it dry, you'd peel it out and it would look like a silicone mask. It looked just like a person. You'd have to buy silicone paint and you could airbrush it. Now this is a good mold making silicone. Okay, it's a little bit harder than this one, and as you can tell, it's blue. Now the blue is from the catalyst that made it set this color and sit harder. So the catalyst, which is a liquid which you mix with this kind of gunky tar like material, and then it turns into this when it dries or when it cures. So you would use this to make molds. Okay, if you're looking to make molds like Iron Man heads, helmets, etc., anything, you'd use silicone. Cast this or paint, mix it up, paint it on your product, let it dry and set. Okay, if you're gonna make masks or wounds or hands, like if you wanted to make your own like multiple hand, like cast your arm and make it look like for Halloween or something, you would use this. You can use this anyway, which is once again R1310. R1310 Silpack. Alright, so that was not an endorsement. I am not endorsed by them. It's just the products that I use. Alright, so let's put this on the ground. Alright, spin this back around. Alright, so what I'll do next is I will show you how to how I make the line and Dremel it and all that kind of stuff. It's a little tricky because I'm holding the camera myself and I'm not I don't have somebody else holding it for me, so I'll do my best to show you. Okay, and that'll be next. Alright, like I said, first thing you want to do is take your pencil. Okay, boom, your pencil. Take one of your hilts. Okay, if you made your hilt, you're making your prop knife. You take your knife. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to place this directly in the center where it looks straight. Okay, and draw the size of it that I need to cut out. But I'm still going to have to make it a little bit bigger because it's perfect. It's like the drawn directly on, so I'm going to have to extend that. As you can see, everything right here is going to have to come out with the Dremel, and I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so I use the Dremel 300 series. It's got a big range that you can cut at. This is my cutter bit. Let's see, let's get this on here. Okay, good, you can see it. Alright, this will cut well with polyurethane. So pop this on, you tighten it up. Plus, this is important, I need to plug that in. Alright, so let's try this. Okay. I don't run it, I definitely don't run it all the way. So I keep it about maybe 6. Yeah, about 6. And then kind of mess around with it. Pushing it in. I'll show you how it goes in easily, but the rest I'll do down here. If you want, you can wear glasses. See how easy it cut through? Okay, it's completely through. Now what I want to do is I want to take it all the way down. So I'll do the rest right here. Don't mind the dust. Alright, so basically, see how I cut through? Alright, now I have to clean it up a little bit further and I have to test it. So what I would do now is take the knife, like so, and try and slide it down. Okay, it's still kind of tight. I gotta clean it up just a little bit, but you get the idea. This has to come all the way up here and stop right about there. Okay, so next time you see it, it'll be up here. I have to cut some more, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so this is it. What I'd have to do now also is kind of do a light sanding, primer it, and then paint it silver so that it looks like the one in the show. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish all these other hilts. I have 2 more that I have to make fit onto the other 2 knives, and I'll get those all finished up, and then the next step after that will actually be drawing all the symbols on here that they have on the knife, and I'll show you that in a second. Alright, so that took a few minutes, and what I have now are the hilts on the, or I'm sorry, not the hilts, the guards, the pommels, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, basically the hilt on the, and you have your tang here, your full tang. So this part is going to be sunk into the mold, and it's going to be casted, and you'll see that next. Actually, next what I have to do is draw on here the designs on each one. Wash them off first, clean them up a little bit, and then I'm going to Dremel the design on here. And I also have to paint these, and once these are painted real quick with some primer and silver, let that dry. Once the designs are done with the Dremel in here, slide this back up, and then we can cast it next. Okay, so I'll show you in a second when it's all drawn up. Okay. Alright, so I've just got to wipe this off real quick, but that's it. I spray painted it with crystal clear, Krylon crystal clear satin finish, and then all I have to do now is use a leather stain and hit it, and I'll show you that in a second.